Hey guys, welcome to the video. My name's Oliver King and this channel is all about how to make money from your art, and this for me includes things like photography and videography. This video is just about how much I've earned from stock agencies, from stock photography and stock footage in the last 10 months. So if that topic interests you, then stick around and we'll get to talking about it. So by this point I made a couple of videos on Shutterstock and stock agencies in general, and I've given a couple little tips based on my beginner's perspective on the subject. So this video is just going to be again from that same beginner's perspective, but it's going to be a bit more leaning towards talking about the earnings that you can make from it and kind of the starting point you're going to be at and where you can be in 10 months if you put the same amount of effort into it that I've done. The main question that I seem to get asked in the comments is just how much I've made, and naturally that's a really important question when you're approaching stock photography and stock footage, because you're investing a lot of time into it and you want to make sure that your time investment is actually going to bear fruit and actually produce a viable income source, because if you're just getting cents and you're putting years and years of effort into it, obviously it wouldn't be worth it. So the way I look at my portfolio and the way I think most people look at stock portfolios in general is that it's like a snowball. In the beginning it's really small, but as it rolls and it grows, it becomes more worthwhile. And also you get more experienced at it, so the more photos that you put out in the beginning, some of them are going to get rejected or not sell, but as more time progresses you're going to see more what the market is interested in and more what's going to sell, so you can kind of lean into that a little bit more. So your talent as a photographer will likely get better, you'll sell more images more frequently, and your portfolio is actually going to resonate with the marketplace because you've actually tailored it in a specific way that will kind of attract people in the stock market. Not the Wall Street stock market, but the people who are looking for stock photos and videos. So during the last 10 months, I've averaged about $9.50 per month, with the greatest being in March where I made $40. In that case, I sold a video and about 15 images. So I was making a sale basically every second day, and so that has been my most successful month so far, and it's been the most recent one. My lowest month so far was June when I started last year in 2018, and that was for 50 cents because I sold only 2 photos. But naturally it's going to be lower rate at the beginning than it is more lately. So I was very happy to get $40 for the month, and one of my goals is to make it so that by the end of year 1 I'm making about $50 per month. But because it's summer approaching here, I'll be able to go outside and take more photos, and I'll be able to arrange more meetings with clients and hopefully produce more opportunities for me to create actual stock images. So basically what it means, $9.50 per month is my average. So that means after about 10 months I'm able to support a Netflix account, which isn't nothing. But the other thing to consider about this is that I didn't just make that. There's also going to be money made in the future. So I consider when I sell a photo that it has a certain lifetime value. I think each photo that you sell doesn't just sell once, it usually sells more than one time. So don't be dismayed if you're just making 25 cents per photo. I think it's really good to consider the actual lifetime value of your photo. It might be, you might make $70 off of it in the course of 20 years or something like that. So if you have a big portfolio and a big library and you have 10,000 images, naturally the lifetime value of that portfolio is going to be quite high. So consider that when you're thinking about your earnings. It's not just what you're making on average per month, it's all about the future as well, and that you're building something that is cumulative in terms of its overall value. So let me break down my portfolio so you can kind of see how many images I have online. And I have about 410 images, and these are photographs. I'm just getting into vector art, so I might be able to give some results on that in a few months as well, but 410 photographs, and these were mostly taken with Sony cameras and an iPhone as well. So I have 410 live images, and of those 410, 70 of them have sold, and that's a pretty decent ratio considering my skill. And then I also have about 30 videos online, and of those 30 videos, 2 of them have sold so far. So overall, the ratio of sells to what I have online is pretty good, but most of my money and what I've earned from that comes from a few select photos that have sold very well and multiple times. So you'll probably notice that in your own portfolio as well, where certain photos will keep selling and selling just because there's either not that many images about that certain topic, or otherwise you just took a really good photo. So of all the different platforms out there, I'm on Shutterstock, Bigstock, and Blackbox Global. And so on Shutterstock I've made about approximately $60 so far. On Blackbox I've made about $35, and with Bigstock I've made about $2. So those are the ballpark estimates for about 10 months of work put in. Now on Bigstock, naturally I have a really low number of photos on that one. I only have about 20 photos on there. On Blackbox I have about 30 videos, and then on Shutterstock I have the rest of my portfolio laid out there. So I have a fair number of images on Shutterstock. It seems to be the best interface to deal with, though I really actually like Bigstock as well. But Shutterstock seems to be kind of the juggernaut of that particular industry, and they seem to treat their people and their contributors really well. They give helpful articles and all this other stuff, so I think that's why people kind of gravitate towards them more so. So how can you kind of mimic my results or do better than me? Well, I think one of the most important things that I did early on was to set goals. One of my first goals was to make $5 in 1 month on the stock agencies, and I was able to do that at about the 5-month mark. And then my next goal was to sell a video, which I did at the 6-month mark. Recently, it's been to sell 1 photo every single day. So in March, I was able to sell 1 photo or 1 image or 1 item at least once every 2nd day. So I'm gonna push a little bit harder to maybe try and double my portfolio size during the summer and maybe have about 1,000 images and about 100 videos. And hopefully by that point, I'll be able to make about $50 per month off of this investment of my time. I will be making more videos on this topic, so I'll be able to see kind of how my portfolio grows and how many more images I add, what the actual correlation is to earnings and that sort of a thing. So if you're interested in subscribing, I recommend it. I will be doing a lot on this topic. Now, I think it's really important to set goals based on what you want to earn from stock portfolio websites. You can't just like wait and see what you might earn. If you're a better photographer than me, you should definitely be aiming to put more photos up there, and you should be aiming to kind of exceed what I've done so far. But since I'm just a beginner and I'm kind of refining my skills as I work on things, my bar was set fairly low, so I was aiming for like the $5 mark. But I think it's really helpful to set little goals and then to kind of tweak and change your portfolio so that you can reach those things. Where I hope to be in the next 10 months is to have about between 1,000 and 1,500 images online. I want to have some vector art on there. I want to try selling some After Effects templates as well, because I've been working on some of those, and I'd like to have approximately 200 to 300 videos. So I've set this goal for myself and I'm working at it every single day. This is a consistency game, it's a numbers game, so I know that if I set those targets, I'll be more likely to earn more money. So if you're working on something that's kind of similar, if you're trying to build your portfolio and sell more things online, then I always recommend people to just be consistent at it and just to slowly grow at it and be patient and always increase your skills. And I think that's naturally going to happen if you do it more regularly. If you're putting up 1 photo every single day, naturally your skills are going to grow more over time. So that's a really valuable lesson to learn with something like this. It's just to be consistent, just to keep uploading, because naturally by consequence you'll earn more money and you will have more consistent sales. So that's been my earnings summary. I'm not going to quit my day job anytime soon, but it is a nice little extra source of income to add to some of the other things that I'm building, and it's definitely something I'll continue doing. I can definitely say it's worth it for me. It might not be worth it for you, but I really definitely think this is a good source of income for the future, and it's something that I'm going to keep building because it's so fun to do and it's such a great hobby, and it's along the lines of what I'm actually interested in. So when I'm actually going out and creating these images and uploading them, it's a whole lot of fun for me. And then I get to make videos like this afterwards too, so I have a lot of fun doing the whole process. So if it's something you enjoy, again, it's going to be something that probably earns you more money just because you actually enjoy the process start to finish. So I highly recommend you to keep working on it, keep disciplined at it, and hopefully you can just make some good earnings with it as well. If you're interested in the future, some of my next videos are going to be about creating templates and selling them online. So this is going to be things like After Effects and vectors as well. So I'm going to try and create some of these and sell some of them online. And hopefully in the future, probably in the next few weeks or maybe in a month or so, I'll be able to give you some feedback on what is selling and what is not with vectors and After Effects. So thank you for watching my update on my stock earnings. I'm just so happy to have a lot of people viewing and subscribing to my channel. It's been a lot of fun so far. And yeah, give me some feedback, give me some tips. I always like to hear it from all the people who are commenting on my videos because a lot of people have some great insight. One of the great tips that I've recently got from all of my subscribers is to try Adobe Stock, and that's something I'll definitely be doing as well. So hopefully that gets some good results. So thank you for watching the video. My name is Oliver King, and I'll catch you in the next video.